I think it just cut out. So I'm back, and here we go. So we got test stream here. We got our textured character, so that's nice. Here he is. He's textured, yay! And he's animatable, so if I hit play, here we go. He can be animated, and he walks around. So, okay, one of the big things that I know the first big bug that I want to fix now that we're coming back to this is if he goes in a hole, it freaks out sometimes. See, like that. That's a freak out, and I don't like it too much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to fix that. So to do that, what I'm thinking about doing is, what am I thinking about doing? I'm thinking about, instead of using a line, we're gonna try to use a capsule collider to see if he's grounded. So to do that, we're going to go visit his scripts. So back to him. I think all that stuff lives in movement. Oops, not rigid body. I don't even think anybody's using this script. I'm going to delete it. I don't know. Should I delete it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to let this stuff load because it's been a while since I loaded all this stuff. Yeah, it's taking a little bit, huh? Let me add it. Yep. Oh, let me pop out my chat too. Go to Twitch. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, my stream died for a second, Keyard. So, let me pop this out and bring it over. But I am streaming. I'm doing it today. Yeah. What operating system are you using? Using the Android or using Apple iOS? All right. Here we go. Let's keep going. Okay. So, how we're checking for ground? So right now we're doing a ray cast, and we're just basically seeing if a little line between the character and the ground is set. So instead of that little line, we're gonna do a different one. I don't know what it's called yet exactly, but we'll find out. So if physics, I think it was nope, not physics material. If physics dot check capsule. So this is the thing. Capsule is kind of like a cylinder with a sphere on the top and a sphere at the bottom, right? Like a half sphere and a half sphere. So I don't know if the capsule is less intensive or more intensive than a sphere check. I almost want to say it's more intensive than a sphere check because it's like a cylinder and a sphere, right? So I'm going to just do a sphere check, I think, than a capsule check. All right. Oh, and Keyard. Yeah, I see, man. iPhone 4. Uh, Okay, yeah, I don't have any experience with Twitch on the iPhone. I have experience with it on the Android, and like it has some like cool, pretty cool features. Like you can do audio only because I like to listen to Twitch when I drive, and I also there's also like a pop out video thing. So if you want to like if you're playing a mobile game and you want to like pop out your Twitch just to see it on the top right corner, it does that. I'm not sure if the iPhone one does that, uh, but I think they're like working on all those like features and everything. But I know iPhone and Apple is very restricted, and like it's hard to get all those features working. Okay, here we go. Check. Let's check the sphere. We're not gonna check capsule. Check sphere. How do we use this? So open parentheses. So all we need is just a point in space and the rotation. So I'm gonna get the point. Uh, yeah, man. See what features are on there. Totally want to know myself because I'm thinking about going Apple later this year. I kind of like go back and forth between Android and Apple, Apple and Android, Android and Apple, Apple and Android. So, yeah. All right, so check sphere. We're gonna get transform that position. We're gonna. So I think transform that position is gonna be the bottom of the capsule. We're gonna just go up like I don't know, vector 3. Okay, I do like that you can do audio only in the iPhone app, so that's pretty cool. Vector 3 up times, let's just put it times 0.5. Or better yet, let's do it radius. How do we get the radius of the collider? I'm going to hard code it for right now. We'll figure it out later. Alright, so this is this. Okay. Scripts. What am I doing? Okay, the player. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Right now his radius is 0.5, so I am just gonna do 0.5. Yep, that's what I got. Now I'm gonna minus. So okay, we got the sphere. The sphere, we have it happening like I said 0.5, so the 0.5 should be right about there. But I want to go a little bit lower, so I'm gonna. So what am I doing? I got this minus this. Let's plus minus. Oh, we did plus. Now let's minus it a little bit. All right. So minus vector 3 up times 0.1. So hopefully that that can work. I guess I'm missing the other part, and the radius I'm gonna do 0.5f. Am I missing? Oh, there's no semicolon there. So now it's asking me for a ground normal. I don't know if I need that. But if I don't use ground normal, what happens? Is I guess my other question. Alright, so I'm taking away ground normal altogether. I'm not using hit information. Does anyone else use ground normal? Oh, good. At least this is like a short little... Oh, crap. This is the wrong script, too. Darn it. Alright, Unity. I want this nav mesh rigid body. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing. Oh, we could have... I lost all that stuff anyway. Alright, so if physics dot check sphere transform dot position plus this thing minus this thing. And so I like the 0.1, but we're going to add 0.5. And then the radius is going to be 0.5f. So that looks about right. Did I screw something up here? You are that one. Something like that. Okay, so if that, we're not going to get the ground normal. Sorry. But we'll see if that affects anybody. I don't think so. Let's see. Ground normal. How do we find references? Shift F12? Ground normal is only used here. Oh. Okay. It's good to know though, because this is kind of using the ground normal so you know where, so if you're moving, you can project your movement up a plane, down a plane. Oh, key art did a whole bunch of things. Okay, you can't see the pop-up thing, but the iPhone 4 is terrible, so I might have to be taken off because of hardware limitations. Later generations may support it. Even though I probably still won't see it, do you mind zooming in or increasing the size of your code, please? Oh, absolutely, man. Hope that works out. Hope that's a little better. And I'll remember that for future streams too, because I know everyone does that. And yeah. Okay. So what am I doing? We're checking the ground. So the ground normal. So right now we have this like project on plane with the ground normal. I think I'm just gonna comment that out for now, because we're just checking for a sphere under his feet. We're not really casting anything, so we can't figure out which way normal is. And when I say ground normal, I mean what's up. Like what if I'm walking on a hill? Up is not directly up anymore. Up is kind of like slanted. So I'm like that instead of like that. So. Um, yeah, but now we're just going to assume ground normal is always vector 3 up, which I think that's what the default value is. Do we have any more references to it? Nope. And we're not going to project it on the plane, so this is what we get. What we got is what we got, alright? Alright, so I'm going to save this. I'm going to look at the code. I wonder if there's a way to like draw a sphere in Unity. So like right now we have this cool code at the bottom here. If you're in the editor, draw a line. So I wonder if you can debug, draw, you can draw a line, array. Let's use Google. Google knows a lot of stuff. Draw sphere Unity editor. Okay, gizmos, draw sphere. Interesting. Can I do that? Should I do that? Does that help? Gizmos, draw a wire sphere. That's what I want to do. I want to draw a wire sphere. How do I do that? Gizmos dot draw a wire sphere. Okay. Is it really that easy? So instead of debug, if I did gizmos dot draw wire sphere, the center is going to be transform that position. Do I have like a different? I don't, so we'll have to redraw the same thing. Oh, key art says it's not much difference. Oh well, small iPhone screen. And then he says, "Oh, I can make out certain words, I guess." Oh yeah, I know, man. And like on my screen, like it's like these huge words that are like it's hard to like navigate around. Well, it's not that it's hard to navigate around. It's more like I don't know. I think I prefer this actually, because now I just see one function at a time instead of like two or three functions, and like I feel like I can focus more on what I'm doing. Oh yeah, yeah. So what am I doing though? I can focus on what I'm doing. I just don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm checking the this physics thing. So wherever we're checking the ground status or figuring out if we're grounded. Man, where do we figure out when we're grounded? It's not on animator. It's not on move. It's handle grounded. Move no. Check ground status. Oh, it's the same function. Burnt. So what I'm really gonna get is a vector 3. Oh well, that's good. So when my mouth moves, words are coming out. That's good. All right, vector 3 sphere check center equals basically this crazy formula. I'm also going to make a float radius, and okay, I have a radius, and I'm going to just put that 0.5f, and I'm going to just replace these with radius. So if I ever do figure out how to get the radius from the collider, and that's just probably something easy, I just lazy to do that. So we got draw wire sphere at sphere check center and radius. Awesome. And that's it. I think that's all I wanted to do. So we can see our ground hit stuff. So I'm going to comment out this draw line. And let's see if that does anything in our inspector. I have errors! Errors! No! Okay, so ground normal. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Um, okay, look. I, in this script, I'm not even checking. In fact, can I just delete this script? This is the script I'm not using anymore, right? Move, movement, nav mesh, rigid body, delete. Okay, done. It's gone. So you can't complain about it. Haha. The reference script on this behavior is missing. Uh-oh. Oh, rigid body. Rigid body script is missing, but you don't have any missing scripts. What else is happening? I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, okay. I'm just making sure that all the warnings and everything are out of here. I like to have it completely blank. I don't like any warnings. I don't like errors. I don't like any of it. So, what are you telling me? The private field camera rotate and zoom is assigned, but its value is never used. Okay, so do we even need it, is what you're telling me. I'm going to comment it out, save it, give me another one. Crouch event is never used. Okay, well, I think there's a few of those right now. I think we'll have to come back to you later. This is the first person movement stuff. That's okay. Awesome. Variable hit info is never used. Keyard says, damn errors. Yes. Has the object got a rigid body on it? And yeah, I believe so. Could you script be looking for one and it's not there? Maybe. I can check that out in just a sec. Okay, but I got rid of all the other warnings. Let's go ahead and go ahead. The reference script on this behavior is missing. Oh, the reference script. Yeah. So it's basically saying one of the scripts I'm trying to use doesn't exist anymore. So, okay, I got movement, nav, mesh, rigid body. That's right there. Animator's there. Sand collection's right there. Rigid body, first person. Okay, it's got to be this one. So I'm going to delete that. And tell me more. Come on. Come on. Tell me. Is there anything else? If I clear. Okay, I cleared it, and I'm going to play. Oh, got some stuff. There was an error here when I'm trying to draw the gizmo, and let's see. I'm going to pause it. Gizmo drawing functions can only be used on draw gizmos, and on draw gizmo selected. Okay, fair enough. So I got to put it in a function called on draw gizmos. Keyart asks, how would I go about changing a variable which is in another script? So it's gonna have to be, you do it in one of two or three ways. If you have a variable in another script, it either has to be public, and you can just adjust the variable there. But that's kind of the lazy way out, I guess. I don't know if it's lazy. It's just it's not recommended by like other people. And when I say other people, I don't know, programming experts. I think the best way to do it is via a function, right? So like every variable like should have kind of a getter setter function. So like a variable should do something when you're getting it, and a variable should do something when you're setting it. Uh, Most of the times, the variable will just return itself when you get it, and the variable will just change its own value when you set it. But sometimes you want other things to happen while you're getting and setting these variables. So that's why you kind of want them to be functions as opposed to just public variables. Now, on top of that, C# has this like thing called fields and properties. Fields are your normal variables, but properties are kind of like these built-in functions into the variable that do exactly that, have a get variable and a set variable. So Since you asked, just right quick, I'll show you. So right now, I have all these public variables. So as long as I get the instance of the script movement nav mesh rigid body using the get component function, like this, I can call like the public variables here, and I can change it, I can modify it, and I can grab them however I want. Uh, but if I didn't want to just do that, like say I wanted to make one of these somewhat public, like is jumping. If I wanted that to be a public variable, one option would be void set is jumping, and then you would just pass in a value like true or false, right? Blah, blag. So that's one way to do it, to make a function. But C# also has these things called properties, and so you can make this a public bool property, and we'll say like is jumping, and then we have like a getter and setter all together. So we have get and set, and so you basically say on a basic property that would act exactly like a public variable would say if you're trying to get it, you just return you returned is jumping, right? And if you're trying to set it, you would say is jumping is equal to the value that was passed. And so that's basically how a property works. It's kind of just you make a function for getting and you make a function for setting. But if you want to do other stuff before you returned it, maybe you want to say is walking is definitely going to be, I guess it's not good here. But like if you wanted to like change the value of is walking is not equal to the value that was sent, you can do that. And you can basically have these like two-line things where basically, hey, if you're changing jumping to true, you're definitely not walking anymore, so you can set that to false. So stuff like that. Anyway, I hope that helped. Alright, so okay, gizmos can only be done in the draw gizmo function, so that makes total sense. So let's go ahead and find or make on gizmo draw. So right now this is on the ground check. So we're going to make a void on gizmo draw. And I'm just going to grab this. And I'm going to grab these two things since I'm using them. And hopefully that works. And then I'm just going to have to comment this out. So on gizmo draw, do that kind of stuff. Stop playing, and let's play it again. Did I hit it? Is it going? I guess I didn't hit it. There we go. No errors. That's nice. Can I run around? Okay. I think that's the gizmo right there. But that is not even moving with my player. So that's not good. But we drew a gizmo, so that's definitely positive. So let's figure out what's going on. So on gizmo draw, hopefully it's just being passed repeatedly, I hope. Transform.position should be changing. And just to prove that, I think I'm going to uncomment this debug draw line thing. Because if I did the debug.draw line, that is definitely there. It's that white line. You can see it right there. So that's definitely moving with the character. Yeah, I don't know how often on gizmo draw is being passed. So I really can't check. But basically it's transform that position and world space. Yeah, that should be fine. Um, I don't like what I did there. This should just be 0.1f. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. What am I thinking? The radius is 0.5, but the character... Yeah, like that's a really small sphere for some reason. And I can't place why. Key art's asking me more stuff. Let's see. Are you using the animation or animator Unity window for your animations? Did you say you were using animator? I am. So I'm using the animator, and I'm using a rigid body, and I'm using a nav mesh agent all together. So yes, I'm using all of it. Alright, so the problem is that sphere, I don't know what the sphere, where the sphere is actually. That's what I need to figure out. Okay, so I'm gonna make this a private variable. Let's generate a field. And I'm gonna make this, yeah, I'll just make this a private variable too for now. Hey, hey, oh my god! Why are you acting so funky? Oh, is it? Yeah, it's just control period, yeah. Can you generate a field, please? Yes. And so now, I can just use u 0.1 f, and you can be what can you be? Radius. Except, yeah. And you can just say sphere checker center and radius. So hopefully all that works together. So let me just make sure it's right. Transform that position, which is going to be the bottom of his feet, plus the radius in the up direction, minus 0.1f. Okay, key art saying the issue I was having with the variables earlier is changing the ones I made in my animator window to control the change of the animation. Do I have to declare them somewhere in the script again, as I can't seem to get them working? Changing the variables earlier, changing the ones I made in the animator window. Yeah, man, I'm not exactly sure. Do you stream? Maybe I can come see your stream at some point and see if I can help you out. Cause I don't know. I guess I don't know what you're talking about until I actually see it. I mean, there are like speed variables. Oh, and there's like the animator variables. Yeah. Um, and then you got to set the animator variables like every time. So like I have animator update, and so this runs on every update loop. And then basically I'm setting the forward variable to this, basically I'm setting the forward variable to forward, setting the turn variable to turn, setting the crouch variable to crouch, and setting the ground variable to ground. And so yeah, you got to set that over and over and over again in the update loop. All right, so back to what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know. This seems to be good. What if I told you to use sphere checker? Oh, is that what I'm doing wrong? So I got to transform that position plus the vector one up, right? So that's the first point, and that's the center of the circle. I mean, I guess I could just do plus vector down ground check distance. That's definitely possible. And then I'm going to draw a line from the sphere check center to sphere check center plus vector 3 dot down times I guess just radius. Yeah, let's try that. So at least now I know the I'm sorry. Now that I know how far the sphere is checking all the time. So let's see. If I hit play. So, okay, this line should tell me about what I'm looking at here. Let me just disable the player model itself right quick. I think that's this one. Alright, let me see the line. And so it's literally just checking from 0 downwards, so maybe that's not exactly right. So it's saying 0, 0, 0 is basically the sphere check center. So that's transformed that position. So I don't like that very much. What's ground check distance? Ground check distance is 0.5, so that kind of makes sense. So what if I made it like 0.1 or like 0.2 or something? And then go to player. Yeah, there we go. So now we have a little bit less. It's kind of the circle's here and it basically checks below. I just don't get why he's already back in walking mode as soon as he jumps. Like, the sphere is checking. Oh, I wonder if it's colliding with himself. That would do it. Can you mask? Or can you say not self? Physics dot check sphere. Is there like a layer mask? Of course. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it, Keyard. Uh, yeah, man, Keyard. I can't believe it's 1 a.m. over there too. Yes, it was good having you over here, man. Good luck on your game. If you do stream again, I'll try to catch it sometime, man. Just let me know. Jump on my channel and tell me what times you're meeting, and I'll definitely check you out. I recommend it. It's good. It's a good motivational tool. I'm telling you, man. Okay, check sphere. Blah 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 blah. So we gotta somehow get rid of ourself. So this is what we have to do. We have to make a layer mask. So int layer mask equals layer mask dot get mask, and I guess I'll just get player. Is that possible? And is that even one of the? If I scroll up, yeah, player. Uh, Player's not a layer though. I'll make a player layer. I don't know if that really works. So if I go add layer, player, and then just put you on here. So player on the player layer. Should I change children? I don't think I will. But then there shouldn't be anything collidable in here, right? Yeah. Alright, player on the player layer. The player tag on the player layer. Tag player. Player? Okay, so we got player on the player layer. We're getting a mask player. So the mask means what? That is that's who we're avoiding? I hope so. Player is a player layer. Okay, so we definitely, I don't know. I don't know what happened here. Alright, we're getting that. How do we say not this layer? Layer mask int. Just Unity, sure. Alright. How do you use layer mask? What time is it? 37? 37 minutes? Alright. Blum blum. So here's a way to do layer mask. Remember that a value of 1 in decimal is 0.00001. If you do a bit shift to the left, you'll end up on the nth bit. So based on this, the following code will produce a layer mask which can be only tested again with the given layer. So let's see. Layer 1 is 3, layer 2 is 5. If we shift it 1 by layer 1 and shift it 1 by layer 2, okay, so you get both the mask, and then you can just say that or that, which basically means, yep, that. Okay. So when I get the mask, I'm getting, yeah, I got the mask, okay. So I have that already. So how do you invert it? You just say not. Okay, cool. That's easy to know. And then how do we actually... Alright, so layer mask allow you to display the layer mask pop-up menu in the inspector. Similar to that, layer mask can be used to selectively filter a game for object. So if I did physics.raycast, a layer mask is used to selectively ignore colliders with the select array. So I think it ignores whatever is in that layer mask, right? I think so. I think it is. So it should be ignoring player. Alright, let's see. This is the layer mask. We're checking the sphere. We don't want to see that. What other colliders do we have? Bum 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 bum. Let me see what other colliders do we have. So player has a collider, and that's it. It's right here, and it's on the player layer. Who else has a collider? All these have colliders. Collider, collider, collider. The terrain has a collider. Sphere, I don't even know where sphere is. Oh, this big old thing, that has a collider. Canvas isn't anything. So I don't know. The check sphere should not be hitting anything else, right? Like all I have is my capsule collider here. Then we have the nav mesh agent, but that's not a collider. Okay. What does this return? Or can I get it to return something? The check sphere. Physics.check sphere. Position radius. Alright, returns if there are any colliders overlapping the sphere defined by position and radius and world coordinates. I can't get that to draw correctly for some crazy reason, because this is what I have on Gizmo Draw. But then when I actually play, it just draws that little red sphere and it doesn't move. And maybe that's it, like maybe, I don't know. Why is that not moving? Draws a wireframe with the center and the radius, right? Maybe if I just call on Gizmo Draw, will it just get mad at me? Probably. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not letting me move. Oh. Gizmo drawing functions can only be used on Gizmo Draw. And on Gizmo Draw, select it. On Draw Gizmos. Interesting. On Draw. Whoa. I totally screwed up the name of that function. Maybe that's why it's not working. On Draw Gizmos. And don't do all of this. I'm surprised it worked at all. I can jump forever. Yahoo! Uh-oh. I'm screwed. Bah. Okay. It's still not following me. Oh. Did it move somewhere else? Where did the gizmo go? Okay. I'm thoroughly confused. Oh, is it working? I think I see it. Awesome. But it's colliding with myself, I see. Yep, I don't know. I really want to fix this too. I mean, I'm glad it seems to be working. I mean, that is super exciting. It's not exactly here. I'm gonna just hide the terrain. Oh gosh, no, that's not hiding the terrain. It's totally disabling it. Okay, I'm gonna go to the character. We're in an isometric view. Yeah, so he's definitely checking below the capsule. If I undo the nav mesh, the capsule ends here. The sphere collider basically ends about here. If I do it, this would probably be better. That's a good view. So here's this, and that's you. That's not bad. So I'm glad that's what you're checking, but I think you are totally still seeing the player. What if I just debug.log this layer mask? It should be, if I had to guess, this layer mask would be, I don't know, first I gotta see what layer it's on. Show me the layers. You're on layer 9, so pulled up a calculator. Do I get a cool like scientific calculator still? Or programmer calculator? Fun. Do I get binary? 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I bet you that would be 256, right? So if I play this, I should see that in the console. Or 512. Yeah, I guess I did one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and maybe this is like reserved for something. Hmm. Okay. Sorry, just thinking. So I think we got the right one. It should be the right layer mask. What if I say is not this layer mask? Okay. Maybe? So now I'm ignoring. I guess what's happening is I was only looking at player. Now I'm looking at everything but player. So it's working now, I think. I can't double jump. Can't do all this craziness. But everything else seems to be colliding just fine. And I have like a lot better control on spheres and stuff too, which is nice. Well, it's still buggy-ish, but what's really nice is I can get out of the bugs now. Like before I couldn't get out of these hills or anything, but now I can. Alright, this feels good. I think this is much better than it was. Yeah, this feels good. This feels like I wanted it to feel. Yes, yes. Awesome. Yes. I love it. Even when I'm running off over these like little hills and everything, I I feel much better. Yeah, okay. That's super cool. That was definitely something missing earlier. Dun 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 dun. I feel like if I try to jump on a box, I can. Sweet, I'm on the box. always a hard thing to do for me is get on the box. Oh yeah, I forgot I got to do that. I can rotate around the character. Cool. Oh, am I running out? Alright. If I hit tab, you can see first person. Here we go. Alright, so this is pretty close. You actually really can't see the eyeballs of this guy. Nice. Alright, sorry. Just playing around, having a good time. Let's see, if I'm in first person, can I still dig? Yeah, I can still dig, collect sand, and then I can still place sand. Alright, nice. And then I could walk over it, and it's not too bad. Cool. I like it a lot. Alright, now that I got that bug fixed, there's one or two more things I wanted to talk about before I end the stream. And the first thing would be, uh, what is the first thing? The first thing would be what I want to do next. So if we go to our README, I haven't looked at this thing in forever. And I probably have to update a whole bunch of stuff here. So update episodes 15 to episodes 22. But for episode 23, I definitely want to add first person rigid body movement. So that's what we'll do. We will add finally the first person rigid body movement. And then episode 24, I'd like to do these controls. So that's my stream for today. I'm really going to keep it under an hour this time because I haven't been doing that, and I need to start doing that again just because I kind of go a little crazy, especially when it comes to like art and stuff. Like I just want to get the art working. It's hard to just like draw something and not get it do exactly what you want it to do, and I don't know. I have a problem. I know. But look, we got a character in our game. He moves around. It's great. He can jump up and down. If I zoom in on him, how to do it? F. Up. Select him first. I thought it was F. Maybe it's A. Oh my gosh. How do you focus on a player? Yeah, F, right? F, F. That's what I'm hitting? There we go. Anyway, he has eyes and everything too, so that's cool. Dun, dun. And that white sphere under him is his is grounded checker, and I'm going to keep that on there just because I think that's important to have. A little twitchy thing going on, but I don't know what it is. And I kind of want him to, his sphere collider to go down a little bit too. That doesn't matter. That's just extra. I don't understand, like, I'm gonna see if I can get him kinda stuck in a hole. The one thing I don't understand is why he goes through the hole, like through the floor. Yeah, like, I feel like the collider should not have this problem. Alright, let me look at that last one. Collider, terrain, glitch, floor. Something like that, right? Falling through ground with colliders. Make sure you apply the colliders to each individual mesh. Do not apply colliders to the entire FBX as a whole, just its individual parts. Try adding more than one mesh to collide. If one mesh isn't working, duplicate it for double protection. Yeah, that looks good. Generating colliders doesn't interact with terrain. Therefore, the following link has step-by-step problems to fix your problems. Okay. I'm just reading through this just to see if it had any kind of important setting or something that I'm just missing. Oh, there's more to it. I saw it. Number 2. Um, in your rigid body component is gravity check. That could be one reason it falls off. I believe that you need to check convex under the collider, under the component of car. Not trigger. It's not any of that stuff. Terrain. What if I gave it like a physics material? What if I made a physics material? I'm just going to put it out here for now. Physics material. And we'll rename it in a bit, but I just want to put it on the terrain. There we go. So you have a physics material. Minimum. Average. Do you have any bounce right now? You have no bounciness. So what if I said you had a 1 bounciness? That's pretty funny. The ground is too bouncy. Good for like a trampoline scene or something. It's like I can't get up. I think that'd be awesome to have a trampoline scene. So I don't think it's the bounciness. Static friction, friction direction. Yeah, I really don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. Terrain colliders can no longer act as triggers since Unity 5.0. Okay. Well, good to know. I just wonder if it has something to do with, no, I really don't have a good solution why the terrain's not working very well. Sorry, playing, having a fun time. I don't know why it even told me about the triggers. Anyway, I'm fine, I'm done. Okay, everybody, it's been an hour. Um, Big picture stuff is we'll talk about first person controls and controls. That was a very big picture. That was just very like next time stuff. So we didn't really get much into the big picture stuff. Anything else? I don't know. Not that I could think of. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do first person controller. See you guys. Have a great night. Catch y'all next time. Bye.